This is a story that my grandfather once told me. He was pretty young at the time and was working for a company earning a handsome salary. Well, one day he decided to go for an outing just to get rid of the hectic schedule. The place he visited was situated at a hilltop. He was mesmerized by the beauty and was feeling the absolute peace over there. It was a 4-day trip, and he wanted to enjoy it to the fullest. He enjoyed the sightseeing and visited places suggested by local people and his friends. On the 3rd day, he thought he would have a little walk around, so he woke up early and went out. The weather was absolutely refreshing. He walked around for about 20 minutes and suddenly realized he had to return back. When he turned back, he saw a road that went into the forest. How come I didn't notice that, he thought, and became curious about the path. While he was walking, he suddenly saw a dense fog getting accumulated in front of him. It was impossible to see anything. He thought not to take any risk and returned back to the original road. But he saw a man sitting on one rock just in front of him. Surprisingly, it was impossible to see anything through the mist, but that figure became more and more prominent as he approached. My grandfather asked the man, "What's your name? Where are you from?" The figure looked up. He had a creepy smile on his face, and his eyes were a bit larger than usual. He said he was a local person of that area, and his name was John, for the sake of the story. He also said he had no job and was very upset. They were having a good chat, but suddenly my grandfather realized it was too late and he should head back. But as he stood up, John held his hands and gave him quite a frightening scare. His face became more prominent, and his face was covered with blood and scars. My grandfather fainted after he saw that. After some time, some people came to see the condition and took him to the hospital. They asked my grandfather, "What were you doing at the suicide point? Did you know that if you had taken one step forward, you would have died?" My grandpa explained the entire incident to them. He was terrified by the whole thing. But after he heard that, he turned pale. John, who he had met, already died a few years ago at the suicide point. He jumped from the hilltop and gave up his life. My grandpa said, "What would have happened if I had not escaped by the local people at that time?